Hey guys, Curt from Conquered Kingdoms here. I just wanted to make a little video real quick to talk about something. It's not like an update or anything, it's just a little vlog. I don't even know if people still call them vlogs, but just a little video. Last night I had the chance to go to the State Theater with a few friends of mine and see Weird Al Yankovic. I've been a huge Weird Al fan for most of my life, and I was talking about it with one of my buddies last night who went to the concert with me. We were talking about how long we'd been a Weird Al fan, our first Weird Al albums, and just kind of reminiscing about Weird Al. And then with that, and then after the concert last night, I really just wanted to talk about it for a minute, just because I felt like the right thing to do. But I started listening to Weird Al in the 4th grade. One of my friends showed me the Running with Scissors album, and I loved it. It was really the first music that I sought on my own without anything my parents listened to, and I loved it from the beginning, and I've been a Weird Al fan ever since. When I was a kid, I used to collect cassette tapes to listen to in the car. The Food album by Weird Al was the very first cassette I ever owned, and then when I got older and started to collect CDs, Off the Deep End was the first CD I had ever owned. And he's just been a huge impact on me my entire life, and a lot of how I am today was really, Weird Al had a big effect on that, because my dad's great. He's just, he's really, he's a great dad, but he's very outdoorsy and sportsman. He's very stern, and silly or weird is one of the very last things he is. So, up until that point, when I saw adults or my father, that was just what I thought you had to be when you grew up. Like, you had to stop playing video games because he didn't play video games, and just stop doing funny and silly things and be a grown-up. And Weird Al, I remember being young and reading about Weird Al and finding out he was older than my dad, and that just was crazy to me. Like, it changed my whole life. It made me realize that when you get older, you don't have to be a serious grown-up or stop playing with toys or stop being silly. And, 14 years later, I had the opportunity to see him. I hadn't realized it had been that long until I was talking with one of my friends last night, and just from wanting to see him from the point that I was 10 years old and never having a chance to until I was 24, that's crazy that he's still around and affecting people, and crazy that I finally got to go. It was one of the best concerts I've ever been to. The crowd was just great. There were moms and people my age and little kids, and there were people that, with leather jackets that listened to metal, and nerds, and people from all walks of life apparently like Weird Al. And it was just such a good, warm environment, and he played for 2 hours, and it was great. He was, just a great performance, great sound, and, since I've been listening to him my whole life, I know most of the members of his band, who they are, and it's just good to see that so many of them are still there and performing with him. And my friend Brady was joking last night, and he said now that he's finally seen Weird Al, a piece of his childhood can rest and be settled. And we were joking, but it's so true, really. It's crazy how much better I feel. Like, I just finally feel better having seen Weird Al. Like, a part of me is finally satisfied that I never really thought I would get to do. It's just, now trying to start with Conquered Kingdoms, it's really weird to be able to go see Weird Al last night, and just how much of my life has been affected by him. And now with the funny, hopefully, skits that we try to do and jokes we make and the things we create, whether it's, food or art or videos, being funny and creative is such a big part of my life now, and, everybody else too in Conquered Kingdoms. It's just crazy that for me, if it weren't for Weird Al, I probably wouldn't be doing any of that. So it was just something kind of weird to reflect on, and it's just, it makes you think. It's weird. It's just that how fast time went by and how it had been 14 years since I'd wanted to see Weird Al and finally got the chance to. And in a way it was good because it helped me really reflect being older, and just I can finally now say how much of an impact he has had on my life. So I don't really, that's all I really wanted to say. I mean, there's really no point to this video other than the fact that you know, now with everything we're creating, trying to get this blog up and running and creating all this stuff, I really have Weird Al to thank, amongst others, but I really just need to thank Weird Al and say how important he was to my life, and I'm very glad now that I had the chance to see him before he retires or stops or whatever. So, if you've listened this long, thanks for listening, and I know this doesn't have anything to do with Conquer Kingdoms, just me, but thanks for checking it out.